Hey friends, it's Scott, student of comics, back with another video for you. I'm going to do a little bit of a, I guess it would be a haul video, but this past weekend here in Portland, Oregon, I had some fun meeting up with some folks that you probably know from YouTube and Instagram and the YouTube comics community. I'm going to try and throw up a photo that we got when we stopped for lunch that day. But so I got to hang out with Bob from Everything's Comics, um, Damian, Sleepy Reader 666, Jennifer from Comics Will Break Your Heart, John Stout, who you might know as Fatty Boon Batty on Instagram, and then our friend Eric, who, Eric, forgive me, I don't know if you have a YouTube presence. If you do, let me know in the comments. Shoot me a message. I'll happily update things, but it was great meeting you either way. But yeah, hopefully right now you're seeing a picture that we got at the Barley Mill Pub on Hawthorne in Portland, Oregon. It was a lot of fun. We started different places, so I'm just going to kind of go over what I got where. So I guess let's get into that. So Jennifer and I actually started at the Eisner Award-winning Books with Pictures, and I picked up a few cool things there, so I was going to share those with you. So first thing I got, probably the best title of a book in a while, Die Horny. This is by Rebecca Mock. She's a cartoonist that I'm not super familiar with, but I had heard some good buzz about this book. It's from Bulgion Press, I believe. I think you can see it. Yeah, right here. You can see Bulgion Press, who they did the book Faster from Jesse Lonergan. It's just kind of a really cool small press publisher. Put out a lot of good stuff. I really love the kind of manga influenced look of this and the kind of monochromatic color touches. So just looks like a real fun book. I'm excited to dig into this one. Okay, next up, one of my favorite things about Books with Pictures is in the back they have a section of back issues curated by Douglas Wolk, who you might know as the writer of All of the Marvels, which came out last year. He also wrote a book reading comics and graphic novels. He's just a really smart guy, just a scholar about comics generally. I think he also wrote some Judge Dredd stories, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so I always go through those, and I always find some cool stuff, usually fairly inexpensive as well. So this is 2 issues of Paradax by Peter Milligan and Brendan McCarthy. This is like this kind of weird psychedelic British superhero that just the Brendan McCarthy artwork alone. I can let me open this up so you can see here just this Brendan McCarthy artwork. And if you haven't seen Brendan McCarthy's work, seek it out. I mean, you can't really go wrong with anything that he's done. He did I want to say it's like a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road, and I think he also I think he worked on the film as well as like a concept designer. But this is Paradax. This is our hero. Great design. And I actually a while ago inadvertently bought, or not inadvertently, I think I knew this, but this is the first appearance of Paradax. Is this Strange Days #1? I got this at Cloud9 Comics, which we'll get back to a little bit later. But I just really love McCarthy, and Peter Milligan's Peter Milligan. So glad I got this. And Douglas always adds a little blurb here of like why you should be kind of interested in these books. This is a great cover too. Like again, just using those cool with accents of this hot pink color gives it that real psychedelic look. So really excited to read through these 2 comics and get to know Paradax a little better. So I also picked up a few, I guess Bronze Age or Modern Age, I guess late Bronze Age maybe, Marvel books. So this one I picked up because of our friend Greg, Bearded Comic Bro. I did not have a copy of this, and so now I do. I am in the NFL Super Pro Issue 1 club. So Greg, if you're watching, I was thinking of you when I picked this up. You inspired me, as you probably inspired many to check out these NFL Super Pro books. And they are just really fun, like it's you know, it's good. Lots of nostalgia here with this X-Men action figure ad. I had a number of these X-Men action figures. But yeah, you know, pretty solid stuff. Lots of fun. So I had to pick that up. And I also picked up a very notable issue of Alpha Flight. You might have seen, if you watch the Cartoonist Kayfabe guys, they did an episode on this, but this is the book where John Byrne, for 6 pages, just had Snowbird fighting the Wendigo in a snowstorm. And it's only dialogue and sound effects. You know, excellent lettering here. Michael Higgins did the lettering, so really Michael Higgins got a nice showcase there. But just a fun issue. I had to pick it up. I got it for 60 cents, so, or maybe it was $1. I can't remember. But you know, pretty much cover price is what I got this for, and it's just a cool issue, kind of historic in a very weird way. But yeah, picked that up. And then finally, books with pictures. I've been collecting these. I can't tell you exactly why, but this Tales Designed to Thrizzle by Michael Kupperman is a kind of a well-known alternative comic from the early 2000s, and pretty funny, very weird. So I've just been, every time I see an issue of this, I'll just grab it, and got issue number 1 finally because of Douglas Wolk's box at Books with Pictures in Portland, Oregon. Next up, we stopped at Cloud9 Comics and met up with folks there. And didn't get much there, but I did continue my attempt to collect all of the 11 Rockets issues, at least the first series. I have quite a bit of the second series as well. And I think I should have almost all of the third series that's going on right now. But I'm kind of like, I sort of accidentally backed into just trying to put together a run of this. I'm probably mostly missing things around somewhere in the 20s. That's the range of books that I think I'm gonna have the hardest time tracking down. Really close to completing. I think I might only have like 10 to 15 issues left to get. So. Though I do need to do a serious audit to actually know like where I'm at with my collection here of these. But you know, this is just a great cover of Maggie and Hopi here, and this will come up later as well. So then we moved on to Excalibur Comics, where I picked up my stack for the week, and just to get the word out for people. Because they're doing it, I feel like I can do this here with my small channel, just so people know. But Excalibur has been struggling a little bit. They have not been receiving their DC books for the last, I want to say like 4 months, at least the last 3 months. They're getting a little frustrated with it. I think also they haven't received Marvel books in the last couple of months too, and so they're getting pretty frustrated. By, I guess the distributors are failing them, the shippers are failing them. There's a few other stores in the US that have been experiencing the same thing. And so they're trying to get the word out to the press to like raise the alarm bell here. So hopefully they can get that sorted out. I guess some of the other stores in the US where this has been happening, there's a few that have actually closed, which is really sad because, you know, just unfortunate if you can't get Batman, if you can't get Spider-Man, it's going to be hard for you to stay open as a comic book shop. And so I don't want that to happen to Excalibur. You know, I think they'll find a way to solve this, but it's something to know is going on. So shame on you, Marvel and DC, if your distributors are failing your shops. I hope it gets resolved because, you know, that's been my shop for maybe going on 15 years almost here in Portland. So yeah, so no cool back issues really at Excalibur. It was mostly just new stuff. So then after lunch, we did kind of by just kind of like spur of the moment, decided we want to go to a little shop called Future Dreams, which is in a larger building, but it's in the basement. And if you've never been there, it's a trip. You gotta go there if you go to Portland. If you come to Portland, I'll take you to Future Dreams, and we'll kind of root around in the basement, and it's like rooting around in someone's basement for comics. There's kind of stuff stacked everywhere, but they have a lot of cool stuff in there. They have cool back issues, a ton of collected editions and graphic novels that are either out of print or just a little tough to find. So you can find a lot of cool stuff, and I definitely found a lot of cool stuff. So I'll show you. I'll start with this. So kind of on the Love and Rockets tip. So I got issue 45, and these are just up front. There's just a whole bunch of issue 45s up front with these inserts. It's I guess a coupon of a free comic and 20% off your next purchase. So I don't know if like somebody had these some other shop somewhere and they got liquidated, and then that's how Future Dreams ended up with them. I really don't know. But I, trying to put that run together, so I had to pick that up. And then this, I won't I won't show you too much of this. It's kind of a naughty book, but this is a Gilbert Hernandez comic from Eros, which was an imprint of Fantagraphics. And you can look up for yourself what's going on here. I think you can tell, but I'm not going to be opening this up for you to see inside because it's just not appropriate for my particular channel. But it is, it's Gilbert Hernandez work, so it's going to be excellent. They also had, this was pretty cool, a bunch of these Tank Girl collected reprints from Hewlett and Martin, so it's like the original stuff, and they are colorized, but they're colorized pretty tastefully. Like they're not. So you see, it's usually like just kind of one color. They're not adding those extraneous gradients that you see sometimes. It still complements the black and white artwork. So I was like, well, these were, and they're not very expensive. They were like, $6.99. So pretty good deal. So I had to pick those up because I didn't really have. I have like a smattering of Tank Girl stuff. So I had to pick those up so that I kind of, as a completist, have some Tank Girl in my collection. And then I also picked up. I read this from my library, but. The Impending Blindness of Billy Scott by Zoe Thorogood, which it's an excellent. I think this was her first like long form book. Really great. It's about a person who is going blind, and they're an artist, and it's really what effect that would have on you. I didn't really see that. Maybe that's why I got a deal on that. Anyway. I've just been really enamored with Zoe Thorogood's work since I started seeing it a few years ago. Her new book, It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth, is also amazing. So check that out as well. But if you can get a hold of one of these, it's a really great book. This is a little slightly oversized. You can see it's a little bit bigger than like a trade paperback would be. So the art looks just really excellent in there. Really full size. That's a really funny one. But yeah, I just really love her work. So yeah, check it out. And that is all that I pulled together, but it was a ton of fun hanging out with everybody. We're going to try to maybe do it again, so maybe I'll have some more videos in the future with stuff I found on our comic crawl. And, hopefully the other folks that I was hanging out with will maybe post a little video about what they picked up. I know saw some cool books that some other people grabbed, so love to see those in video. And yeah, I guess as I usually say, remember, Jack Kirby should be on our money. Thanks.